All right. Hello, everybody. We are live. If you're new here, my name is Russ,
I'm Kerry.
and we are the Roads We Roam.
Welcome everyone to our Coffee with Kerry and Russ, our RV weekly chat, where we grab a cup of coffee, water, juice, whatever you like, and we pick a different RV related topic for the RV community to discuss with you guys every week. So thank you so much for joining us. Russ, sorry, before I do that, today's topic is going to be state park camping passes and programs.
Yeah, so basically, we're going to talk about the top 5 that we know of, and one in particular that we have great experience with. And then we're going to let you guys chime in with whatever you have. But before we do that, let's talk about Tampa. We're going to be doing Tampa here real soon. At Tampa on the 17th at 6 o'clock. We're going to have a meetup in the Boondockers area. Feel free to come along. It is going to be kind of a potluck, but if you don't have a dish to bring, don't worry about it. We'd rather have you come than not come at all. The only thing we do ask is maybe if you bring chairs, because if you want to sit down, we know we definitely won't have enough chairs for y'all. But we're going to have games, prizes, giveaways during that Tampa meetup, and then we're also going to have a special live stream, which will be myself, Bob from Blue Wave Odyssey, and William from Camper Life. Carrie's going to kind of be taking, she's going to be the engineer of the show there, making sure everything goes smoothly.
Hopefully.
So let's see here. Speaking about Blue Wave and Bob, we have our moderators in the room right now. We've got Donna Delahente as always. We've got Justin and Christina's RV Life.
Our new moderators. Thank you, guys.
We have, is Blue Wave in the house right now?
I haven't seen him yet.
Okay, so we haven't seen Blue Wave. We have, who else? Lewis Outside. We have Travels with Delaney.
And Camper Life.
And Camper Life is in the house. So that is everybody here, and we
Thank
appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we do so much because we know you're volunteering your time and your talents. So we do appreciate that. And then I also want to do a thank you really quick to the people that supported our channel on Friday night. So I want to give a shout out to Nick's Picks, the Northwoods RV Life.
Cheers, guys.
Avenger RV Adventure.
Thank you.
777 Kretbo.
Thank you, Bob.
Mark and Karen Milinarski.
Yeah, great friends. Thank you, guys.
Wanderlost.
Wanderlost, thank you.
Blue Wave, Bob
Blue
himself.
Wave, yes.
Montana Project.
Yep.
And JT and DT's Adventures.
All right, guys.
Thank you very much,
so much,
guys. We appreciated that. And now the last bit of our admin before we jump into our topic. Let's check who's in the room, a room check, so we know who's chatting. We have Miss James Cantonese, or Mr. James Cantonese, who was here bright and early.
If you were talking about Miss, that would have been
I was
Cindy.
thinking Cindy. Captain Jack Scrapper.
Cheers.
Mr. Bubba Bug.
Bubba Bug. Hey, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Pause and Effect.
Pause and Effects. Thank you.
Deborah Cadabra, congratulations
Deborah.
on your husband's impending retirement on January 1st.
Boy.
We mentioned Donna Delahanty's in the
Yes.
room, as well as Lewis Outside. So two
Yep.
of our moderators
Yep.
were here. Oh, and Justin and Christina's RV Van Life
Yep.
here. William Dixon, Avenger
Thanks,
RV
William.
Adventure.
There's a new name, NASCAR 9012 or something like that. I just saw 9012. Justin, Christina, I hopped on your bus.
There we go. Oh, Camper Life joined us.
That means he subscribed to them. That means.
Living the Good Life RV, Monique and
Hey,
William.
Monique, thanks for joining us.
Mr. John Kelly.
John, thanks for
Paranormal
joining us,
Voices, Endless RVing, Toonstead, and that's where I caught right before we went out. Oh,
Boy, and you turn your volume on. And we have, who else do we have here? We've got Jurgen's Journey, or Jurgen's, I always say Jurgen, it's Jurgen.
Good Time
Jurgen's
Camping.
Journey, Good Time Camping, Toonstead, who has done some wonderful drawings for both Bob and William.
Yes, and he offered last night if we email him.
Speaking of the Montana project, Mike and Trina, is it Mike? I always mess that up. Mike and Trina are in the house, and Roy and Becky's Travel is here.
And Rosebuds.
Rosebuds Journey, yeah. Or
All right.
is it Rosebud's Journey?
Rosebuds Travels.
Ooh, there's so many names now. Hard to keep track of. So that's everybody in the house here. You want to get on to the topic of the day?
Well, so yes, today we're going to talk about state park camping. We love being at state parks. I love the amount of room that they offer. A lot of Billy ears. If Mary shows up in the room, Billy's giving her the Billy ears.
Showing her the Billy ears, yeah.
I just love state parks are some of my favorite places to go to. And there are a lot of different programs out there, so I thought it would be a great topic. Russ agreed because he's got his favorite state park.
Yeah.
And so we went through as many as we could. We ranked what we consider the top
so, yeah,
5.
Obviously we know there's 50 different state park systems out there. Kerry and I ranked the top 5, one off of our experience, but 2 off of deals and cuts and programs that they have. But we're hoping that you guys jump in here and let us know of some that maybe we forgot. Camper Life is saying state park camping is the best.
I agree.
We
Now,
agree.
one of the things that's important to note when I started researching some of these programs, I don't know if you saw it, but I thought for sure when they had the state park discounts, it was a camping pass.
Well, yeah.
And they're really not.
Yeah, some are not.
So what they really are is when you pay for a state park pass, it's usually the day use fee that you pay when you drive in
entry
through the
fee.
gate.
Yep.
So these passes are more for the daily entry fee. But as we're going to discuss later today, if you have these passes, it opens the door for extra discounts.
All except the number 1, which we're just going to hit right off the bat, which is New Mexico. New Mexico has to deal with camping. And the way the New Mexico thing works, if you're a state resident, it's $180. What if you're a non-resident of New Mexico?
$225.
$225. So Kerry did the breakdown there, and basically, how many nights if you're a resident and how many nights if you're a non-resident do you have to be staying in these parks for it to be worth your while?
So if you're a resident, if you stay more than 18 days a night there, this will be worth it.
18 days a year there.
A year. And then 22 nights a year if you're non-state. Now, this is how it breaks down even further. So residents, as Russ said, is $180. But if you're disabled or if you're a senior, it's only $100.
Yeah.
So that would actually be, if you stay more than 10 nights a year, then it's beneficial if you fall into that category. But this is what it does. It gives you free entrance into all their state parks.
Yeah, and let's talk about the camping, what it does. So basically it gives you $10 off of any fee for camping. The overnight camping for full hookups is normally $18. That's full hookups. That's water, that's electricity, and that's sewer. If you have the state pass, the state park pass, it's only $8 a night. And then if you just want partial hookups, which is electricity and water, that's normally $14 a night. It knocks it down to $4 a night. And if you're going to boondock, which is normally $10 a night, it's free. Now, that may sound like a lot of money, $220, $180, but honestly, if you stay there for a long time, now if you're full-timers like Kerry and I purchased this pass when we were in New Mexico last year. We stayed many nights there, and it really did save us a lot of money, especially, like I said, if you're full-time. Now, if you're just a weekend warrior, unless you live in New Mexico, it may not be worth your while unless you go out every weekend, but for us, it was very helpful.
Oh, it really was. And New Mexico state parks have some of the cheapest camping rates, just in general, even if you don't have the pass. I mean, going from $10 to $18 a night. I mean, that just can't be beat. I think they have some of the cheapest, and they have really amazing state parks. So it's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, let's talk about our favorite state park in New Mexico, the one that we went to. What would be your favorite one? I think we're in the same ballpark.
City of Rocks.
City of Rocks is gorgeous. Yeah, if you ever do go to City of Rocks State Park in New Mexico, which is just outside of Deming, New Mexico. By outside, I mean about 23 miles. Do not get the hookup areas. Kerry and I had the hookup areas, and you're all kind of in like an old park, a RV park. If you get the non-hookup areas, which is boondocking, you are up in the rocks. It's gorgeous. They are
Yeah.
nice. So each one of those places has a fire pit and a picnic table as well, and it's just some of the best camping that you could ever want.
Now, here's something that you need to know. A lot of well, most state parks, you can make reservations through Reserve America. It's an app. And a lot of state park systems will actually direct you through there. They do charge you a fee. I think it's $4 a night with a maximum of $8 per reservation. So that does add to some of your fees. Now, if you want to save money, one of the things, a lot of you know Russ and I love to boondock. Well, if you're uncomfortable with boondocking, but you want to kind of ease into it, go to these state parks, go to the boondocking section, or just like the no amenities section.
Yeah.
And if you had this pass, it would be $0 a night. But then let's say after 4 or 5 days, if you needed to recharge or dump your tanks and things like that, you're already in the state park system. Just book for one night, take care of all the stuff you need to, and they can go back. So it's a good way to save money.
Is saying that they love, or he loves, Reserve America. It is. It's very easy to use.
Very easy. You get to see the campground maps. A lot of times you get to select the site that you want. It shows you a picture of what your view of your site looks like. And I've used that many times when we were making reservations just to get that better view. When we stayed at Elephant Butte, I was like, ooh, we're right on the bluff.
Yeah,
we get the better view.
We had a great view of where we were going. So, and here's another thing about a lot of, well, especially New Mexico state parks, there are different types of parking. You have your hookup, your partial hookups, you have your undeveloped areas, which are usually flattened out. They're a nice flat area. They'll usually have a fire pit or a picnic table, something along that lines. And then you have your primitive camping areas. And your primitive camping areas are, you're just out there. You know, it's usually not flattened out. But sometimes those primitive areas can be some of the best camping. Where was that? It was just outside of Roswell. No?
It was the Carlsbad one where we stayed at that campground.
Yeah, so there is at Carlsbad, there's a primitive area. You can camp literally in the water. You can have your tires sitting in the water if you
wanted to.
So that's a nice area.
All right, so let's touch base with the crowd in the room. If you have stayed at a state park in New Mexico, give a shout out to what your favorite state park in New Mexico was. I want to see if we're familiar with
We just had somebody go all the way down to the bottom. We had an Air Force guy, somebody from Andrews Air Force Base, John Cohen. Hello from Andrews Air Force Base.
Ooh.
Can't wait till I can be in your shoes. Well,
just stay focused.
We can't wait for you to do that as well. Kerry and I are both Air Force vets. Our daughter is currently a staff sergeant in the Air Force, and our son-in-law is a staff sergeant in the U.S. Air Force. So we thank you for your service, and I tell you, it's something that you won't regret. You have some days that are better than others, and some days that aren't. So I don't know if we had anybody come through with their favorite campsite in New Mexico. How about we do this?
I think we're the only ones that stayed in New Mexico.
So if anybody has ever stayed at a campsite or a state park in New Mexico, type NM right now.
There we go. All right, so while I'm waiting for that to come through, just in case mine... Oh, here we go. JT and DT's
Adventures.
Villanueva, New Mexico.
There you go. We've not been to that. JT and DT's Adventures. Now, I get them mixed up. Okay, so they are out of El Paso. Okay, we have another JT and DT.
There's a JNT.
JNT, and we met them in Tucson.
Yes. So and that's a justifiable confusion. I'll allow
They're very,
that.
very close. So right now it looks like only JT and DT.
Okay, so if you are heading through New Mexico, even if you don't get that state park pass, you can make any reservations through the Reserve America, but a lot of them you can just show up.
Yep.
We've never run into a New Mexico state park that was completely full. So if you're going through that area, it's a great option to consider.
So we know a lot of people go southwest. Let's talk about some of the better ones that we stayed at. Elephant Butte was nice. That was right next to TRC. You're just outside of TRC, about 20 miles outside. Hey, Kate, just about 20 miles outside TRC, which is Truth or Consequences. They've got a great diner there. What's that drive-through diner? Has
A&B.
A&B diner. It's fantastic.
Greasy spoon burger type thing.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? It was funny. And I mentioned this just before the show. We were looking through Instagram, and Charles and Delaney had put their pin pillow up. And Patrick had asked, what do you all collect when you go on your trips? And we put in calories.
Yeah. But so that was a nice one. There's a bunch right around TRC. You have Elephant Butte, then you also have
Riverside.
Riverside was really nice. You're right down by the river as it
It's a tricky entrance, though. You might miss it if you. So
if you're on Riverside, just keep going all the way down to the back. You go all the way down to the back.
There's like a dam type road, and you just go all the way down.
Yeah, it's nice out there. Trying to think of another one that we went to, Bottomless Lakes. We went to Bottomless Lakes.
Yeah, that was one of our first
ones. A lot
ones.
of flies and a lot of raccoons there, but still a nice.
Yeah, if you go right after
park.
Labor Day, there were a lot of flies right around that time. I don't know if it changes throughout the year, but you had the beach all to yourself.
Camper Life, stop watching and drive. He's driving right now. He says, can't text, but I'm watching and driving. Just listen.
Here's a new name, Go Wild Geese. Hey, welcome to the chat.
Name. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
All right, so we covered New Mexico pretty well.
Yeah.
And then our number 2, which I was surprised because we were state residents for this place, but we weren't campers at the time. But Nevada. The state of Nevada has an amazing state park pass program. They actually offer 2 passes. So the first one, you can pay $75. It's the same for residents and non-residents. And you can get, so it gives you free access into the state park systems for day use.
Yep.
And campsites will average between $15 and $30 a night.
But
the all-access permit is $200 per year, same for residents and non-residents, but it gives you free day use access.
KV's in the house. Hello, KV.
All the amenities. You can boondock for free at any of their locations, and hookup sites will only cost you $10 a night.
Yeah, did you mention that you get a discount on retail stuff too?
No, that's a different place.
That's not Texas. Okay.
Well, it says amenities.
Nevada. Yeah. So yeah, there are some beautiful campgrounds in Nevada. Is Mount Charleston, is that a state campground up there?
I don't know that 100%.
Yeah, we've been up there. That's gorgeous. I mean, that's right above Vegas. We would go up there when Vegas was. We are getting to that one, Kate. Not yet, though. Kate asked if we had mentioned Texas State Park Pass.
We are getting to that. That's funny that you mentioned that.
But that Mount Charleston, man, it can be 110, 120
It's a great escape
degrees.
if you're in the area.
And you get up there, it's in the 80s. It's really nice.
Well, I know before we started doing this full time and we were just watching whatever we could, there are so many more options on YouTube now than there were when we were looking, and it's just a short time ago. But Mount Charleston was a great option for people that were traveling through the area and your AC was busted on your RV, or you didn't want to run your AC, that you could just head on up there and it would be nice and cool.
Yeah, so
it's an option.
Let's answer a question here. John Cohen asked if we had taken advantage of any of the fam camps. We have not. We are carrying, neither one of us are retired. We're just both veterans, and we're not disabled or anything. So we are unable to use fam camps. But I'll tell you 2 channels that use fam camps a lot. The first being Two Doves Nation, which is Ace and Amanda. Ace is 100% disabled U.S. military vet, U.S. Army. And they do a lot of fam camp reviews. So that would be Two Doves Nation. Another one that I know of is RV Underway. Ricky.
He got the name right.
And they are both U.S. Navy veterans. And they have done some fam camp things. So check out both of their channels. I think you'll find a lot of great information. I don't know how much RV Underway did on it, but I know that Two Doves Nation does a ton of fam camps.
They've done quite a few. I think RV Underway, 2 that I think of right off the top of my head that they have done for sure. So just make sure we don't have any more questions on that. Okay, so speaking of number 3, because we've seen a couple people mention these already. Number 3, Texas State Park program.
Yeah.
Now, this is the one you were thinking of, and I think this is a fantastic deal.
And this is the one that KV had asked if we had
yes.
mentioned. Yeah.
So there is a pass available. Oh, well, hello. Thank you, Mr. Blue Wave. Blue Wave
right.
Bob. Sorry I'm late.
Blue Wave says he's sorry he's late. No problem, Blue Wave, because we didn't drop into yours this morning. I woke up a little later than normal, and I saw that Bob was on. It was 6:30, and I tried to click in, but I was so tired I went back to bed.
How did you do that at 6:30 in the morning?
Cheers, Bob. Thank you so much, and
we do appreciate it.
Much appreciated.
Where was I? Oh, Texas. So they do offer, not every state will offer a parking pass. I will say that as well. So $70 for a Texas state parking pass that gets you in for day use in through the gates at any state park.
Yep.
But they give you discounts off of that for seniors, military, or disabled, and the rates vary, but you don't have to pay the full $70 for that. Now, if you have the pass, camping typically will average you $12 to $20 a night for normal rates. But if you have the pass, the second night and every night after that, 50% off of whatever the daily rate is. If you have the pass, and
you get 10% off on retail stuff. Anything you want to buy.
Yeah,
in there.
Retail and rentals. So if they're kayaks or different boats and things like that, that's a really good deal, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think we did any state parks in Texas yet. We'll be passing through Texas on the way back. Let's see. The Wilsons on Wheels says, embarrassed to admit we don't have our Texas pass yet. Texans, shame, LOL. Hey,
we didn't either.
We're Texas state residents, and not just because that's where our domicile is through Escapees, but we were Texas state residents before all this started out. So
okay, so Rosebud's Travel said that's not quite right. So let me know if you have some information that differs, because I was pulling this information from different places on the web.
Yeah, all of our research was done. Again, we haven't been there, but all of our research was done on their website. So perhaps their website has it wrong.
No, so this one I actually got from Outdoorsy. But what I am going to do is I'm pulling all this together, trying to break it down, and just doing direct links to each individual state website so that you can always have up-to-date information with that. But there's there's 50.
Yeah, so what we're going to do too, guys, just so you're aware of, is Kerry is going to take all this information. We're going to turn it into a blog post. So this will be on our website at www.theroadsweroam.com. Not just our information, but all the information you guys are giving here. Just like Rosebuds, who I know they're from the Houston area, and we can update it with their stuff. So they're saying the second night is half price, the seventh night is free.
Free. Well, there you go. So there are some benefits
even
there.
better. Yeah.
So Donna said she got her senior Lifetime America the Beautiful National Parks and Federal Lands Pass, $80.
Yeah, that's a great deal. Even if you aren't able to get the senior ones, like Kerry and I are unable to get the senior pass, even the regular pass is fantastic. I think we paid for that within 2 visits of national parks. Now, we've never stayed at the national parks.
No, and I would like to do use that as a topic one day, because doing some of the state park research, I have found out that there are some states that if you are an American Pass park holder, that it gives you discounts off of your state park pass. So that will be something for another discussion as well. Yeah. And there's all sorts of doors that opens, but we've already found out, we've got our money back from it just from the times that we've used it, going through Tetons and Yellowstone, Painted
Desert, Petrified Forest. Where else? We were up in...
we'd have to go look at our stickers.
We were the Battle of Little Bighorn, all that stuff. So yeah, it was paid for very quickly, within like 2 visits.
Yep. So Rosebud confirmed we were right. 10% off the merchandise, and all your day fees are waived. So the Texas Pass, we consider that's a really... I like this rig coming in.
No, they can't see it.
No,
so.
They can't see it. Well, if we hurry up and open the window. So on Friday night, Little Guy Max Smart had asked us if the campground that we were in was crowded. And
No, not really. I mean,
think we could open
I don't
this
know
now.
if you can see behind us here, but so this is, boy, we should have had that open. That breeze feels nice.
Well, the sun was coming in when we
Yeah.
first started.
So here's where we are right now. This is a county park in Florida, and there are a bunch of lots right here. These are usually for the bigger lots, but if you go up there where that rig is and you turn left, you get down into the trees, and they're actually beautiful sights here. We're just in the open area. But no, there's nobody. There are 4 sites right behind us that are open, and so
And
there you go.
Billy likes the view.
I think this is about, we were here the exact same time last year, and this one we didn't plan on coming here. We just had a horrible experience at a Thousand Trails site in Fort Lauderdale, so we said, you know what, we're only about 100 miles away from our favorite county park. Let's go, and that's what we did.
And it's only $20 a night here,
it's
so
very
that
cheap here.
that made it worthwhile for us. Especially because we can't go back into the Thousand Trail system since we had that reservation, so we have to wait a little bit. All right, so our next one that we picked was Idaho.
Idaho State Parks. Again, another place that we hadn't been into state parks.
Now, the annual fee for this is relatively cheap, $10 for residents and $40 for non-residents. Camping averages between $10 and $31 a night.
It's not bad.
But if you're 62 and older, you get 50% off all your camping rates.
Wow. 50% off. So that's like $5 to like $16-ish.
Yeah,
Nice.
So what I really, and resident disabled vets with 100% disability, you get to camp for free.
So if you're an Idaho resident,
Yes.
nice.
But I mean, so you get the day pass, for free, that your entrance fees are covered. You don't really get the camping discounts unless you're 62 or older, but if you're 62 or older, that's a really good deal.
Or if you're a disabled veteran and a resident of the state. Now, we did stay in Idaho. Bootjack was Idaho, right?
Yes, but that was
fish and wildlife.
Yeah.
But still, there's some beautiful areas in Idaho.
Avenger RV Adventure said, room for us to come visit? Yeah, there's like 3 spots open right
Pull
there.
on in. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is a wonderful site here. Like I said, this is Kerry. This is our favorite site or favorite county park, period. And it's gorgeous. There are boat ramps back here.
And cows right there.
Yeah. If you look at our Instagram thing, you can see a picture that Kerry took of a cow this morning.
I made friends with a cow this morning.
But the only thing that I could say about this place that might be a little annoying is the noise. They've got those airboats. So the dock for them is, you can't even see it, so you wouldn't even know it was around, but it's actually, we're not too far from the water here.
Oh yeah, you can walk right down the boat.
We're about 100 yards away from the water as the crow flies, but to get there, we'd have to walk about a quarter of a mile. But that's the only thing I can say that's bad about this spot. The locals out here, and this is Coleman Landing, the locals out here kind of say this is their secret little place, you know. So.
Well, there's a Dude Ranch RV park just down the road,
Yeah.
which they have zip lining and horseback riding. And I think a lot of people that are looking for a destination thing, I forget the name of it, I'll have to look it up. A lot of the people will book there, but this is just down the road and it's so quiet for the most part. I mean, outside of the
Yeah, it's one of those ultra luxury resorts.
DT, you're so sweet. DT said she likes my hair today.
So proceeding onward in America, Becky and Fabian just popped in there.
Do you know that both Fabian and Becky and Ace and Amanda offered to let you use their drones?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so see, you don't need to buy one.
Yeah, negative. Let's see here. So there is fishing. Somebody, I think William had
William
mentioned,
Dixon.
Fishing there. Yeah, there's all kinds of fishing there. I actually just talked to, he's not the camp host, but he's the guy that works here, Rick. He's been working here for a while. If you go back to January-ish last year at our videos, you'll see us. We met Rick and his granddaughter, who has a company called Up in Smoke. She, I call it a company, but it's a little business. It's instead of selling Kool-Aid, she sells firewood out here. But they were out here. Oh boy, I forgot where I was going with that. But anyways, we talked to Rick. That's right. He had his pole and his minnows in his Polaris and was heading out to go fishing today.
They do have a little dock out there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. He said he's actually waiting for the water to rise a little bit more so he can fish right off his back porch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be kind of cool. Let's see. I thought I saw a question in here and it went
Yes,
up.
they
So I
are.
missed it.
Blue Wave saying airboats are loud. Yeah. When we got here and we didn't know that there was water behind us the very first time we
Yeah,
came
we're
here
like, what the
last
heck's going
year,
on?
we thought there was a drag race, a drag strip behind us over there somewhere.
But you know what? It's not, you hear them occasionally, but it's not anything. They come in and out of here very quickly.
Yeah.
Where you hear it more, I think it's called Fish Hammock Road or something like that. They do the tours down that way. It's more noisy
What you're
down the
hearing
road.
here is them loading.
Yeah.
Because they're having to throttle up to get up onto that trailer.
All right. Well, we're at a county park. We're talking about state parks today. And we'll keep us on schedule. Number 5, and I know a lot of all these that we found pretty much are out west.
Yeah.
But Utah. So Utah, they have a pass available, $75 a year for resident, and non-residents, but only $35 for seniors. And so camping, so it gets you free access in and out of the parks.
For $75.
Camping rates vary from $20 to $32 a night, but you get discounts according to different rates per parks.
Okay.
But with the pass, you get discounted camping rates. And the reason why we picked this one is we kind of averaged in what the average camping rate would be per night with the discounts as well, because there are some more expensive places that they'll give you 20%, 30% off your camping, but when campgrounds are charging $50 a night, you're still paying way more than what you would at some of these. So Utah came in at number 5 for us.
Yeah, don't have a lot of experience in Utah. We have driven through there. We have boondocked and as well as Harvest hosted, and we stayed at a KOA, Kerry's least favorite KOA out there. So that was
Hurricane.
our 5 state park systems that we think offer the best deal. Again, we've researched them all. Kerry's going to make an all-inclusive blog post on this, so visit our blog post. But we're wondering about you guys. Are there any state park
I've got
systems
my pen and my paper, so you got to give us some good information that we can include.
we need to know about? Utah is beautiful, especially near Bryce Canyon. I agree. It's gorgeous. We passed through there. Mm-hmm. The only part of Utah that I really didn't like was Green River.
Just outside of there, I've seen a lot of Instagram posts from people that are just outside of that area.
Oh, I'm just kidding. I
beautiful.
don't want any
Just
Green River residents to go crazy.
There's 12 people that live there. But no, that's I think just from the freeway, we've never explored that area.
No, we actually stayed there a night, remember? It stayed light until about 10 o'clock at night.
That's true.
Harold Gatlin says he can't talk. He's listening and cooking.
But he's cooking. What
there
are you
go.
Cooking, though?
Let's
we'll be right over.
New Nomadic says Farragut State Park in northern Idaho.
Okay.
All right. We are writing that one down. We'll check that out. RV Kids TV says hello all. RV Kids TV, we are talking about state parks right now. So if there are any state parks that you can throw out there that you suggest going to check out.
So Living the Good Life RVing said California gives you half off on camping for a disabled state pass.
Nice. Half off. Okay. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's a good deal. I thought I had written California down here, but I probably typed, oh yeah. So California on their state passes, in-state resident, it varies from $125 to $195 per year for a California state park pass.
Let's see here. Somebody said, Russ, Kerry, visit Lost Maple State Park in late October in Palo Duro Canyon near Amarillo. So that would be Texas. We just went through Amarillo a little while ago. So yeah, we'll have to check that one out. Thank you very much for that.
Might be a little bit more quiet than the Welcome Center.
Blue Wave Odyssey says Guadalupe River north of San Antonio. Very nice. And I've heard him say that before too. So that's a great
that's
suggestion.
what prompted us when we were talking about places to go and people shouting out their favorite parks. We noticed a lot of people had state parks, and that's what got us thinking about this topic. So if anybody has a state park pass for a state that you want to share that information with, please comment below because we can add that to it. A lot of people are curious about this stuff
All right,
as they travel.
Take care. Have a good one. They're taking
Bye.
off. Let's see here. Rosebuds just went to Guadalupe River State Park as well.
Did they like it as well as Blue Wave?
They haven't said, but they said that they've been there. Let's see. Camper Life says the state's park have a free day entry for all parks.
Oh, Tennessee.
Tennessee, okay. Yeah, we've been to a couple state parks in Tennessee. We really like Bledsoe State Park.
Now, for Tennessee, William, is it camping or is it just the free day pass and then you pay for the camping?
Yeah, so Rosebud Travel is saying that Guadalupe was a great park.
Okay, so we have 2 people from
Two votes for
the
Guadalupe State Park, yeah.
Now the real trick, can you spell it?
Guada Guadalupe Lupe. Can't spell state, but I can spell Guadalupe. Let's see here. Liz says, you all have heard me talk about, oh boy, Assateague, whatever.
Assateague.
Assateague. I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm guessing
right.
because
State
I didn't
Park
see it.
in Maryland on the beach with 100 wild ponies. That's all you had to say. You had
That's
Kerry
right.
at 100
Okay,
ponies.
so I have some notes for Maryland. They do offer a state park pass. Residents, $75. Non-residents, $100. And it includes a 10% discount on concessions and rentals as well. Camping fees average between $21.49 to $27.49 per night.
So let's see here. Bruce Bjornson is saying Gooseberry State Park, northern Minnesota, north of Duluth.
Minnesota, let me see if I got that. Yes, Minnesota does offer state park passes. $35 for residents and non-residents.
No, that's
so
not bad.
that'll save you the entrance fees.
Yep.
And campsites average between $15 and $37 a night.
That's affordable. Let's see here. New Nomadic says Cooper Lake State Park, east of Dallas. We're signing up for the state park pass, 3 stays, and it pays for itself.
There you go.
All right, thank you.
And you know, one of the benefits that I really, really like about state parks, they tend to give you a lot more space per campsite than what you would get at a traditional campground.
Yeah. Let's see here. Jerry Hawley, Chasing the 70s, Kansas. Half off for disability pass to all state parks.
Yes.
And Blue Wave, I agree. He says he needs to do more state parks.
Now, a quick thing about Kansas. So they have something called the Kansas Passport Pass. You can sign up for the state park pass when you renew your vehicle registration, and you get a discount. It's only $15.50 if you do it as a resident when you do your vehicle renewal. Otherwise, it's $25, and that's for in-state and out-of-state. Seniors and disabled residents, it's only going to be $13.75. But they do offer, and this is where Kansas is really unique and weird, camping pass in addition to that, $202 to $252 a year for their camping pass, and that does not include utilities. So it'll let you camp at these campsites, but you're going to have to pay a little extra for your utilities.
Donna Delahunte is asking, favorite campgrounds in North Carolina, Charlotte or Asheville? So I know Camper Life has some experience in North Carolina.
Yeah, didn't he just come through there?
Yeah, he's driving right now, but he's still typing away.
All right, I know a little bit while he's typing. North Carolina, $60 a year for an individual, $100 for a family pass. You can camping rates go to about $25, and you get a $6 discount if you have a park pass, and senior and military get discounts.
Here, Bill T. Aloha, Bill. Glad to see you here. We haven't seen you in a while. Always nice to see you pop in. He's given some information to his favorite YouTubers, which I guess is us. Thank you, Bill.
I was like, who's that?
Bill's a crossover from the metal detecting side of the ballpark. But Bill says Missouri charges nothing for park passes. Here are the on and off season camping rates for all 88 state parks. Wow.
Oh, you got a link for it?
Not yet, but we can check that out.
Yeah.
That's great to know, Bill. We will definitely look into that.
So I did have Missouri is the no pass. Non-peak season rate for there is $6 to $48 a night, depending on where you go. Peak camping is $10 to $56 a night.
Okay, so it does very cheap, but it does get a little pricey.
I think the more popular campgrounds, you're going to run into that higher price, but then some of the outlying ones.
So here, proceeding onward in America, they spent a lot of time up in this area. They're saying land between the lakes in
Illinois,
Kentucky and Tennessee.
Oh, Kentucky and Tennessee.
Yeah, come on now. We were just up there when they went there.
Sorry, I thought it was...
is a 30-year per person for dispersed camping up to 14 days. So it's TVA. It's not really state, which is Tennessee Valley Authority, and TVA I think is kind of like a hybrid state slash federal area. But you have TVA sites, which is dispersed camping, which is free as well. That's only $14 a. Oh, no, that's nothing. I'm sorry. You
That
can
was
only stay
nothing.
there for 14 days, and
And
then
they
have
just
to
went
move.
there.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Let's see. Buddy the Jeep Dog says, "Hey guys, was wondering if you were planning to come over here to Jonathan Dixon State Park in Hobbs Sound,
I have no idea
about
where that is.
45 miles east of Dupuis, where I think you were last." We didn't know about that. We
No,
left that area.
maybe, because when we leave here, we're going to be heading back to the west side,
Yeah.
which will probably put us in that area. We'll keep in touch with you.
Yeah,
on that.
we'll have to check that out. So that was, again, let's see here, Jonathan Dixon State Park in Hobbs Sound. Let's see here. Somebody's asking, I just saw it, William Dixon, any in Pennsylvania? Do you have any PA
Maybe.
sites here? Let's see what we have on Pennsylvania.
Yeah, okay. Pennsylvania does not offer a state park pass camping, but they do offer discounts for residents versus non-residents. So residents only have to pay between $15 and $28 a night, and non-residents pay $20 to $33.
There you go.
And remember, bear in mind that if you're making reservations online at these places, there's usually an additional fee. Reserve America, as I said,
Yeah,
is
through
like
Reserve America, it's usually $4 a night addition. So Rosebud's Travel saying they also love New York State Parks. We were just up in that area.
Yeah, that one, the only notes I have on that one, they do offer a pass there. Residents and non-residents, it's $80. And you get that free day use entry. And camping for residents vary between $15 and $36 a night, and non-residents $18 to $39.
Okay, there you go. So RV Kids TV, they live in PA because somebody had mentioned the PA thing.
Yep.
James Catney says, I have a state park pass. I have one, cost me $4 a night for disability.
For Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. I don't know where that is. I'm sorry, I didn't get his first portion there. Let's see. Proceeding Onward in America says, yep, thanks to you all for mentioning the TVA in that spot back in August to us, so we could use that recently. Yeah, that's a wonderful spot. That is something island. I can't remember the name of that island. Maybe POA will be able. Do you remember the name of that?
Jackson Island.
Jackson Island. Yeah, great TVA site right there. Let's see here. Lewis Outside, we just came back from the Jonathan Dixon a few days ago. If you go, stay at campground closer to the entrance, site 1 to 89. River is not as nice. Well, thank you for that, because we probably would have gone nearer the river at that point.
You know, but that's one of the reasons why we like to share these things, because even with the situation that we ran into when we went to the other campground down in the Fort Lauderdale area, we didn't like it. We didn't feel safe. It was a bad situation for us. And instead of stressing, we had in the back of our mind a bunch of places as options.
Yeah.
And so even if you're not planning right away to go to some of these places, if you're ever in that situation, like, where can I go? What can I do? Some of these names might just pop out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, again, we are going to do a blog post with all this information. So look forward to that at www.theroadsweroam.com. Jurgen's Journey says there is a state park near Lake Norman, but it was not well suited for RVs, but Stone Mountain State Park is outstanding.
And that's North Carolina?
Both are less than half an hour from I-77 west of Charlotte, North Carolina. So there you go, Donna De La Gente. You can check out Jurgen's Journey. That's right, because he has done a lot of videos on that. So that's a channel you can check out, Donna, for more information.
I'm going to go on this real quick, because Jurgen did a recent holiday thing with like an Old Town thing. That man has some pull, because it was a Christmas holiday street, and it was just pristine. It was like a movie set. All the people were gone. It's like he must have said, I'm filming. Get out of the way. I've got this. It was perfect. I don't know how you did that.
Timing is everything. Timing is everything here. Let's see. So there you go. Donna Delahente is very appreciative for Jurgen's Journeys information. Check that channel out, Donna. If you're not already subscribed to him, I think you're going to find some great information for your North Carolina stuff.
Now, I will say Louisiana, one thing I found very interesting, they will allow you to do reservations through Reserve America, but if you go through their website, they have a whole list of codes that you can put in when you make your reservations for different discounts. For example, if you type in the code 62 plus PLUS, they're going to give you a 50% discount off of your camping fees when you make your reservation.
I guess you have to be 62 plus, though.
Yes. And then they give a 50%, they're one of the ones that gives you a 50% discount on your campground fees if you're a National Park Pass holder.
Oh.
So they're one of those, and they have different codes for all of that. So Louisiana, make sure you check their state park website first. That's a good way for them to drive people through there.
We have DNS Adventures. Looks
Hey,
warmer
guys.
there than in Arizona right now. Yeah, we've heard. One of our Patreon members, Don and Ellen?
Yeah,
Don and Ellen Nakano, who are in Arizona. No, they're in New Mexico right now. But
they're in Las Cruces.
yeah, it's frigid out that way. They were talking 30s and 20s.
Donna, earlier in the show, I saw back there, she said it was 32. Her
Oh,
car
my
was right.
goodness.
And for Scottsdale, that's cold.
I'm actually sweating here right now. DNS Adventure, we actually met up with them at Boot Jack, which we were just talking about earlier on in the show. Well, we got to meet up with, boy, I forget his name. Darren? I can't remember the name.
Oh, at first I was like Patrick and Patty. And
No, DNS Adventures. Shane, that's right. My goodness. Shane. Boy, short memory, Shane. We got to meet up with Shane for a couple of hours. He actually came out to meet with Patrick and Patty from Travels with Delaney. So that was fantastic.
He brought us mug and a cup, and those were really good.
Yes, we ate those right away there. Let's see here. Ohio has been crazy warm the past week. It was in the high 50s. It's been warm here in Florida, I tell you. We actually ran the AC the other day because it got so warm.
It's been in the mid to upper 70s, but
Humid.
the rain just stopped. It's been nonstop raining, so we really haven't been able to get out too much here. But just because of that, it's just so humid. It's that really thick feeling air. So I know, like the other night when we asked people, would you rather give up internet or AC? I can start to see why. And then we're not even in the hot part.
Avenger RV Adventure is calling me out. Says, remember, Russ, you chose internet over air conditioning on Friday night. Yes, you are
right,
100% correct. So Donna's saying it's been raining a lot out there as well.
But yeah, I think that that whole system is just, I'm just glad we're not in the Midwest right now. So anybody in the Midwest, in that upper plains area, like Wanderlust, I haven't seen them in the room, have they? It's probably because they're snowed in.
I think they were in the room earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of bad weather, and it's basically covering the whole country. Thankfully, down here, we just got rain.
And it's holiday week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing. You've got the holiday coming on as well.
Jerry Holly Chasing the 70s is saying there's snow down there in Kansas, or up there in Kansas today.
Well, y'all, there's room.
Yeah, we got tons of room out here. Let's see here. So I'm trying to think, what was, another really neat state park, and we didn't talk about this on there, but a really great state park, if you happen to go through Alabama, is Oak Mountain State Park.
Yeah, didn't do Alabama.
That's kind of near the not Mobile. What's the name?
South of Birmingham.
Birmingham. Yeah, it's near the Birmingham area. Great state park. We actually stayed there on the suggestion of a friend of ours. I was going out there to do some bottle hunting on the treasure hunting show, or treasure hunting YouTube channel that we have there. And he mentioned it, and that was a fantastic state park. One thing I liked about that is you're kind of on a mountain, and even when you look at these campsites, they look like they're right next to each other, but they're all on different levels.
Yeah.
So you could be right to the campsite right next to you, but you're 20 feet down from them and can't even see them. You might be able to hear them, but Oak Mountain State Park is a fantastic state park.
Here's the other thing that I've noticed about a lot of state parks. Maybe not so much in the big touristy areas in the summer. Like I know when Patrick and Patty went up to Washington State, it was kind of crowded and packed up there.
Yep.
But for the most part, state campgrounds usually have availability. So if you don't have a reservation and you're coming through an area, they usually have a bunch earmarked for first come, first serve.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. They'll take reservations, but almost, I don't know if this is across the board. You never want to say they always, but most places will allow you to, they have a couple of sites saved for first come, first serve.
Yep.
Or most state parks anyways are like that.
So if you want to really save money and you don't want to do those online fees of the $4 or the $8 and things like that, you show up to the campground and then you just pay right there, and then you don't have to pay the online fees.
Yeah. Trying to think, what's another fantastic state park that we
Well, we stayed at Tomoka here.
Oh yeah, Tomoka in Florida was beautiful.
There's
one.
It's very nice, but
Yeah.
getting into the campsites, it's a very narrow road, and you've got trees all the way up to the very end of your site. So be comfortable in backing in.
I that really wasn't that big of a deal. It looked like it. The sites feel very private because, like what Kerry said, there are trees everywhere. It looks to the person who isn't driving a little bit harder to get in, but they're a typical site width. But I thought what you were going to say was it's very hard to get reservations there.
It was.
You come in. We
That was one
only
of the
got
few.
them. Yeah, we only got them because we kept checking. And what people do is they'll reserve way out in advance, and then when you get there, it's and then people don't show up, so you get the cancellation one. So I think you and I got about 2 or 3 days there.
Florida state parks in the winter right now, they're at peak season, so that's where you run into that issue. But there's always cancellations. That's how we got in. But what's really nice about that one, you have the campground area, but you can take a nice walk. They have a full store/restaurant
With the best
boat
boiled
dock
peanuts
area
in Florida.
I mean, you don't have to leave there for anything. We had somebody ask us a couple shows ago, how do we get by with just living in our Class A with no tow vehicle?
Yeah.
And you have to put a lot more thought into places that you go to and where you're at. And staying at places like that make it very easy and enjoyable because you kind of pack your meals in that you want, but you don't have to leave the campground or the park rather.
Yeah, it's just
the whole time you're there.
Planning ahead. Kerry does some fantastic grocery shopping for these places. I want to answer this question before I miss it. James Cantonese saying, Russ and Kerry, name the place you're at. He's writing them down. So we are at Coleman Landing right now.
At Shady Oaks.
Yeah, Coleman Landing at Shady Oaks, which is near Lake Wells, Florida. A fantastic county site.
I think you actually did a campground review.
I did do a campground review on this one. So, James, if you want to check that out,
they
feel
don't take
free.
written now. The thing here is online, you can't make reservations here.
Let's talk about check-in process here because that can be really confusing if you've never come here. So, check-in process at Coleman Landing at
Shady Oaks.
Shady Oaks, James. If you're going to ever come out this way or anybody else wants to, beautiful campsite, highly suggest it. 50, 30 amp, all the above. But when you check in, you just pull in. Find an open spot. There are no reservations. If the spot is open, it's yours. Pull in, and then the guy that's running the campgrounds here from the county will come and visit you later. At some point to pay. It's $20 a night. And like Kerry and I pulled in here Friday night, and we just paid today this afternoon, and I actually chased the guy down. I said, hey, I'm going to be here 4 nights. And he goes, oh, I saw you there. I figured you weren't going anywhere. So it's kind of an honor system here. So don't feel like, oh, my goodness, I can't park. Where do I go?
Where's the camp host?
Yeah, just
type of
pull
thing.
in, park, and that camp host will come to you. His name is Rick. And
he drives around a little golf cart that has
Yeah.
big orange cones on it, so if you need to flag him down.
so
But
that can
he's
be a
been here
little
while.
confusing and a little intimidating.
Yeah, we didn't know when we came last year. Thankfully, he kind of came by that first day
Yeah.
for us because we were really unsure. We had just pulled into a place and figured we'd figure it out after.
So let's get on to here. Rosebud's Travel saying Texas is all reserved now.
It is, okay.
There you go. And they do a lot of traveling around Texas. They're from that Houston area. Let's see here. Liz DC1. What was the state park in New Mexico that you stayed at in the Stone Arch? You were in your little guy Max. So that would be
City of Rocks.
City of Rocks. Beautiful. if you go to City of Rocks, just outside of Deming, New Mexico, you got to go to
Forget About It.
They've got amazing pizza
You know,
there.
we told John and Ellen Nakano
Yep.
to go there, and they went through there, and Forget About It was closed for the holiday. So when they went through, I think they opened January
So Travels
2nd.
with Delaney just popped in. They said, hello, everyone. Just dropped by to say hi.
Okay, everybody,
Best
stop
wishes for a
talking
Happy
about
New
them
Year."
now. Stop talking about them.
They know better than that. But no, there's another state park right there, too. So if you go to City of Rocks, and then you go to Rockhound State Park in New Mexico, which is near Deming, that's one of the
That
few...
only has 5 spots.
Yeah, there's
so.
only 5 spots, so you really got to kind of get lucky to get in there. But Rockhound State Park basically is one of the few state parks that I know of where you can actually take stuff out of the park.
Yeah.
So you can go in there, Rockhound, find any types of minerals. I don't know what types of rocks they have. I'm not a rock hounder, but there's a certain poundage you can take per day. But if you're into different types of rocks, geodes, I don't know, quartz, whatever, you can go into that
It must
Rockhound
pay
State
off
Park.
because people talk about it,
There's
and they've been
huge
doing it.
shows with it, yeah.
Now, speaking of Travels with Delaney, that I was going to ask them because I know that they've stayed at a few of the state parks out there. I have a few notes on it. Indiana does have a state park pass, $50 for residents, $70 for non-residents. They have really good rates for state camping as well, but they break theirs up by the days of the week. So if you camp Sunday through Wednesday, rates are $12 to $30. Thursday through Saturday, $12 to $40, and holidays are $12 to $44.
Jerry Holly is saying, you guys give some great information. Well, thank you so much. Again, Kerry and I come in with this much information, and the collective knowledge of the room is that much, if not more. So it's actually the room that has so much information,
Yep.
and that's why we do this. Our Friday night one is kind of our get-together, have a good time,
Just
play
relax.
games. But Sundays we liked to be informative because we learn so much from y'all. And again, Kerry turns these into blog posts that have all kinds of information. DNS Adventure is
Turkey
mentioning...
Run State Park, my
Yes,
old stomping ground.
So what state is that in, DNS Adventure? Maybe somebody mentioned it and I missed it. Let's see here. Proceeding Onward, America says... that was the same for us. Few spots in South Carolina at Cave in the Rock, Illinois. Just pick a spot, and then someone will eventually come by. Yeah.
So
yeah,
Cave in the
that's
Rock.
how it is here. Let's see here. Roy and Becky's travel says Potato Creek is 13 miles from their house. I'm going to close the window here because
It's starting to rain.
rain is coming in.
Aw.
RV Underway is late. That's okay. We laugh every time we hear RV Underway because I know Kerry's expecting me to say RV Underwear,
Yeah.
Ricky. So you're not going to live that one down, and apparently I'm not going to live it down either. And hey, congratulations on your
promotion
there. Kerry and I are very excited for you guys, and that video was done very well.
Yes. Well, they both know how to tell a story very well.
Yeah. Good people. Let's see here. Roy and Becky's Travel says Indiana's best state parks are in the southern portion of Indiana.
Oh, I guess the northern portion, no?
I don't know.
All right. So, I would like to know, this is our last live stream of the year.
That's right.
Did you know that?
I did not.
Until the very last moment.
Wow.
So, does anybody have any... I'm trying to think.
Any topics that we need to talk about? Is that where you're going?
I don't know. I'm trying to think, does any big plans for New Year's?
There you go.
Because we're going to be kind of low-key. We keep the dogs away from any fireworks and things like that for New Year's. We've never been, like, go out Times Square type of people for the New Year's.
Heck, I can't even barely stay awake for New Year's. I'm
If
usually
we're up
asleep.
till 10 o'clock, he celebrates that we hit double digits. I mean, the kids even know.
Yeah, let's see here. Congratulations, Russ,
Sleep would
on
be nice.
making the Art of RVing's recent video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Wait, I have a question about that. I don't think I've ever pushed Russ off a chair.
Yeah,
before.
we were trying to figure where that came from.
So if
Maybe that's
anybody
just-
knows.
No, I don't think you have. I think that was just artistic, what do they call
Artistic license?
that? Yeah, taking a little bit of artistic license there.
Or I could
Very
take
funny
and
guy.
just push it off right
Yeah.
now.
Very funny guy. Very well done. Kerry and I laughed out
Oh, we
loud
did.
several
We did.
times. Let's see here. We're going to party and do drinking games. Well, there you go.
Who said that?
That's living the good life. RV living
Ooh,
RVing.
okay.
I know that Robert from Traveling Robert is doing a what do they call it? Marathon one. I think he's going to go all
Yeah.
the way through the New Year.
He was talking about that on his live stream the other night.
So I hope nobody else is doing that and pushing somebody out. But yeah, he had quite a few people in his. He had a couple hundred the other night.
Like 300.
Yeah, 300 in there. We were just spectating. We weren't commenting on there. Harold Gatlin says spaghetti and lasagna and fresh baked garlic bread, southern sweet tea when we are getting some drone footage. Oh, there you go. So I need some drone footage. Let's see. Go ahead, Kerry. Push him off now from Travels with Delaney. Deanna's Adventure. Okay,
He built a 10-foot long bench. I can't push him
yeah,
off
this
anything.
one you can't push. Let's see here. Proceeding on America says, we'll probably be low-key with the family and burn the Christmas tree. There you go.
Hey,
You know,
that's a way to do it.
Yeah, we didn't have a Christmas tree this year.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, so we're going to have to get one. We almost got a Christmas branch.
Do you know what happens to Christmas trees after Christmas? When you put them on the side of the curb?
No.
Now, a lot of places will do recycling programs and they turn it into wood chips and mulch for their local community areas.
Yep.
But there are also programs out there that will take them and bring them to beaches, an area where there's erosion, and then they lay them all down there, and then it breaks down and it helps rebuild areas that have been suffering from
Yeah, so
that
I think
erosion.
James knew that. He says they go in the water. Let's see here. New Horizon says, just relaxing at home for New Year's Eve. Donna Delahante gave us the Happy Trails notification, which means that we are just finishing up. Guys, thank you so much for coming along with us, and we definitely appreciate it. Again, we are going to turn this into a blog post. Kerry's going to grab all the information that we have, all the information that you guys gave us, and we are going to put that on a blog post at www.theroadsweroam.com. If there's any more information that you guys think of after the fact, or if you're watching this after the fact, come in, comment on the comment section, and we will grab that as well. We thank you guys so much for joining us.
I forgot to mention one more thing. If you're looking for other things to watch, check out our community page.
Yes.
I put our what to watch list, all the people Friday night that had stuff coming out. They're listing it all there. Oh, and January 9th, we're going to be joining Endless RVing in on one of their live streams.
That's right. Yeah, they got a hold of us, and we thought it would be fantastic to join them. They invited us on one of their live streams. Only the second person that's ever invited us on a live stream. So thank you so much,
Yeah.
Endless RVing. We will be there. We wouldn't miss it. Again, what Kerry's talking about with those what to watch, every Friday we allow everybody to come in here for about 15 minutes and let everybody know about their favorite, or about the videos that they are putting out, or the videos that they put out that week. And so Kerry listed all those on our community section. Let's see here. I saw something about a drone, so I wanted to make sure to get to it. Jerry Holly,
No.
Chasing the 70, says,
No.
Russ, hope
No.
the drone comes soon in 2020. Justin and Christina Van Ly says, great show today. Thank you so much. It's largely in part of you guys, the rest of our moderators, and everybody else who gave us so much great information. We are going to check out now, so thank you again, everybody. We shall see you again Friday live.
We will see you next year. All right. Bye, guys.